What's going on, everybody? This is the Spark, and I just got a quick message, something that's on my heart. I want to share. What are you creating? If you can't answer that question, then something else is creating your reality. Because if you don't have a clear vision of what it is that you're creating, and if the steps that you're taking aren't in alliance with that goal, then every day when you wake up, your attention is getting directed to things that pull you away from wherever it is that your soul has a inclination, or where your soul is trying to get you to go. Free will free will is a blessing, but with our free will, it's so easy for us to be manipulated, because it's so easy for a system to be put in place that constantly distracts you, doesn't give you time to go inside and think about the things that you want and the things that you're doing to get there. You don't even know who you are, much less where you're going, if you can't answer the question, what are you creating? What are you creating is a question that you should be asking yourself every day. When you wake up, get your routine down, you should look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I creating today? What am I creating? How do my actions today align with what it is that I'm creating in a space, in a time not too far from now? Who am I? Where am I going? Those were two questions that a former mentor of mine would ask himself every day, and I took those on for a while. And to be honest with you, those questions, along with what am I creating, it'll put you right. But once you come to an understanding of who you are, it's kind of like riding a bike, man. Once you got it, once you understand who you are, that connection with sources you have, it no longer resonated with my soul to keep reminding myself. But don't get me wrong, that's just the ebb and the flow. That's just the pendulum swinging from one side to another. So right now, I may not be asking myself every morning, who am I? Where am I going? But I'll ask myself, what am I creating? And that'll tell me, that'll get me right, put me exactly where I need to be. But going in that direction, the ebb and the flow. Listen, just like I just described, hey, this is something that's good that a mentor gave to me that I used for a while, and after a while, it didn't feel like, hey, it resonated anymore, so it just fell off. It was a habit, it just fell off. Doesn't mean it's a bad habit or anything like that. It just means that that's what it was, right? That happens with everything, because everything exists, or rhythm exists in everything. So it's always going to be you going some way, going in a direction, and then after a while you got to change, you got to do something different. You need to be aware of that and understand that these laws are in play, and you need to be able to go with it, right? You need to be able to go with it, because the measure of the swing to one side is the measure of the swing to the other side. So if you fight against that, guess what? All you're doing is you're essentially trying to hold the pendulum in place. And understand that these energetic structures, like, you will be torn adrift just out somewhere in the middle of the space of variations, not wondering what the hell is going on with your life, because things just don't make sense if you try to bring every energetic structure, or every pendulum to a standstill. You need to learn to go with the rhythm of these things and understand that rhythm exists in everything. So whatever pendulum it is that you're using or benefiting from in your life, whatever thoughts that have a pendulum like continual swing to them, whatever habits you go through that For a time period, you may go through a time where you just that's not you for a bit. You got to just put it down. It's better for you to allow that time period to happen, be aware of it, still be aware of who you are, be aware of what you're creating, and look at what where your attention is being directed to. Where is your focus needed? Take care of those actions in that time when the pendulum is swinging the other way. Don't get depressed because your habit has been interrupted, or your routine's been interrupted, or your rhythm's been shaken. You get what I'm saying? There's a reason that the pendulum continues to swing like that, right? It's so easy to fall into hypnotic rhythm and then get depressed when the pendulum swings the other way, and now your rhythm is shaking because you thought it was going to be some way forever, or you fell so deep into this rhythm you didn't even realize that, hey, it's time to move a different direction. Use it to your advantage whenever your rhythm gets shaken, whether it's by an outside force, outer intention, or whether it's just a vibe. You just, you know what, it don't resonate right now. That will get you further than anything else, because at that point, you're not fighting against the pendulum or trying to bring it to rest. You're charging it with your energy. You're saying, oh, we going this way now? All right, cool. Let me help you. Let me push it. And the measure of the swing to one side is a measure of the swing to the other. So when you lean into, and when I say going away from habits, it's not necessarily just stopping doing things that create your vision. It's directing your focus towards other things where your energy is going. So when you lean into any swing of the pendulum in any direction, but keep it focused on your goal, it's not like because the pendulum has swung in another direction or because the vibe has switched that suddenly you're out of alignment or anything like that. No. The pendulum swinging is how you grow. The pendulum swinging is how you advance. Because if you can continue to be successful and continue to move forward towards you actualizing your reality in the 3D, because it's already created, right? This is about how we bring things about, how we arrange the atoms that we see in front of us in the manner that we want, right? So when you're leaning into the pendulum, the swing, the rhythm of events, not trying to, as Vadim Zelik calls it, change the script. Understand, outer intention is a thing. People don't want to say, when you learn who you are, okay, I am that I am presence. It's so easy to say, okay, I am, and let me just think that that's the end all be all. Yeah, you know what? It's cool to view the universe from that internal lens, and that is fine. But understand, outer intention is a thing, right? What you see in front of you is real, right? And this consciousness that exists in you exists in everything and has a will, right? So when you see the rhythm existing, and when you understand that, okay, I am not in control of the entire chain, I am a joint in the chain, and I have set my intent to say, okay, this is my function, right? So now everything around you is moving to make that a reality for you. And it may cause disruption, it may cause a little bit of chaos, but that chaos is necessary for the order to unfold. So the rhythm swinging is necessary to keep things from getting stagnant, especially as things are in a hell of a state of chaos. Look around you, right? If everything, if source is the beginning and source is the end, or if God is the beginning and God is the end, we're experiencing that distortion in the middle before we make our return to complete oneness, right? So understand, whatever it is that you're creating, if it's in alignment with truth, if it's in alignment with love, if it's in alignment with expressing your highest good, and even if you're on that path to self, 100%, rather than that service of others. If you're on that path to, serving yourself or whatever the case may be, is it good for you? No judgment there. Is it good for you? If the thing that you're creating is a principled item, you know it, you feel it, you know it's real, you already have it, you're living there, don't let rhythm shake you off your core. Go with the flow. And you'll see the lows will get higher, and the highs will get higher. And before you know it, you're soaring and you didn't even know you could fly. This